Hello and welcome, my Dark Outsiders. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today while I narrate a new story. Just a heads up, this is quite a bit different than what I normally read on this channel. This is actually a story that I wrote. It is not a horror story or a creepy story. In fact, this was a fiction story I was asked to write that included three different parameters. One, a notebook. Two, a large sum of money. And three, make it somewhat kind of sad or possibly uplifting. And this is what I came up with. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel and this is the first time you're finding me, well, hit that subscribe button and maybe also a thumbs up. That would be kind of cool. And if you are a subscriber already, I hope you enjoy this as it is a little bit different. But let's give it a shot and see what you guys think. If you like it, let me know in the comments below. This is titled, My Letter to You. Dear Mark, you're one of the good ones. I'm shaking my head, actually, trying to think of the words to write, but they escape me. I could say they vanished like smoke in a starless sky, attempting to make something elegant out of the words, but that wouldn't matter. The words are simply gone, taken from me like a lot lately. I guess the easiest way to continue is to ask, how have you been? Everything good? I mean, this is how a typical conversation begins, right? At least one of ours. And I can envision it now. I meet you at your parents' old house. I'd catch you on the front lawn and yell up from down the hill, "Hey, Mark, it's been a while. How are things? Everything good?" And we shake hands and slap shoulders and laugh. Then we walk up the path to the backyard. And I would comment about those slate pieces your father laid down in the lawn all those years ago. And we'd laugh again. We'd take a seat at the patio furniture and talk for hours, and I suppose we'd have a few drinks or perhaps plow down an entire case, who knows. I'm sure we would have had an awesome time like always. And listen, those words that escaped me earlier, they're coming back, but they're not quite all there yet, so you're going to have to listen to me ramble, or should I say read my rambling. Hell, I don't know. I'm not renowned for this whole writing thing, but this was the best choice I had, and I hope that will make sense by the end of this. I realized something recently, something I really need for you and the guys to understand, and this is important. If I were standing in front of you right now, you'd understand, you would notice I'm sincere, so please don't blow this off. If wishes were currency, the things we ask for, those things that we believe we need, that we wish for, well, I'm willing to bet we'd think a lot more about wishing for them and instead appreciate what we already have. God knows I would. And let me tell you why. Some of those wishes come with a cost attached. I'm sitting here writing this, realizing that 4 years have snuck by since we were all together, which is too damn long. And I can't understand how we let that happen. Do we simply take the easy way out and claim life got in the way? Is that something we could say, pretending to feel better about time passing by quicker than any of us really want to admit? And that's it, isn't it? We've been letting our time here slip away, forgetting time is a limited resource. Believe it or not, we've borrowed a lot already, and you never know how much you still have left. So do me a big favor. Don't let that happen anymore, please, for me. So here we are. We've approached the precipice I have been hesitating to reach. This is what I've been trying to tell you. 6 months ago, I got a call. And let me tell you, the phone never felt so heavy in my hand. The force was like a magnet, trying to pull that phone down as I listened to the other line. And first, I'm going to get this out of the way now because I know you're already thinking it. Yes, I have cancer. I knew I did. Cancer was not the surprise. And I know, I'm sure right now you're cursing me out. You're angry because I didn't tell you anything until now. But I'm going to need you to bear with me for a few more minutes first. As I was saying, the surprise wasn't that I had cancer. The surprise was how far along the cancer was. And I'm sure you've noticed those instances where time stops for a moment in your life. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you recognize it. So I suppose I hung to that moment a little too long. Maybe I wished a little too hard that day. Perhaps I hoped that I hadn't heard what I did. But like I said, wishes are currency. They have value. We just don't appreciate how much they might cost us. So I clung to that moment, attempting to comprehend those words. But, well, time has to catch up with you at some point, right? And that's when some wishes become a little too expensive. Unfortunately, I don't have much left in the account. You're reading this now because I was told I have only 6 months to live. Actually, I'm exaggerating. I had 6 months to live. You're reading this journal entry several months after my diagnosis, and for that I'm sorry. I'm not going to get into the details. Time is a precious thing, and it's not worth the time to explain, so please understand the cancer came on relatively fast. It wasn't something I was hiding or pretending to keep a secret. I felt some pain in my back as well as my right side. Well, long story short, I didn't just pull a muscle. I'm sure you and the guys are going to survive without me. I realize that you might shed a few tears over me, and I guess I can't blame you. I'm a pretty cool guy if I do say so myself. But at the same time, I hope I bring more smiles than tears. And I wish for you to have some nostalgic laughs at my expense. And yes, I realize I did just make a wish. But don't worry. I think I still have a few credits left. The most challenging thing for me right now is not the pain. It isn't the change my body is going through. The toughest thing for me to grasp is how Nancy and the girls are going to be when I'm gone. And I'm sure they'll be okay over time, and I realize you and the guys will help out when and if you can. That's not the part I'm so concerned with. I worry about those first few days and weeks when I'm gone. I think about the crying and the tears. I imagine Nancy grasping the empty pillow like I would if the roles were reversed. I think about her tears spilling from the cheeks, soaking into her pillowcase. I imagine her cheeks resting on the cold sensation of them, staring at the empty pillow on my side of the bed, whispering that she loves me, and that she misses me, and that she needs and wishes I was still with her and the girls. I think about how they're going to have to go through all of this without me there for them. And that's what causes this numbing anguish. And this is so much worse than anything this shitty cancer could ever bring to me. So I ask for a favor, Mark. Give her a call every so often and tell her I'm thinking of her. You always knew when I was thinking about Nancy. You could somehow sense it. And don't worry, I don't need you to tell the girls. I leave that to Nancy, because she always recognizes it as well. She has that same sixth sense that you do. It must run in the family. I understand what's coming, and I realize soon I won't be here anymore. I'm not quite sure what will happen when I make the turn around the corner, though. The end is not something any of us can take a look at. We can only imagine what is going to happen next. I'm just closer now. I was ushered to the front of the line, and I'll be peeking around it, taking my own glimpse soon enough. And it pains me that I won't be able to tell any of you what happens afterward. I can only hope I have the chance to come back once in a while and check to see how everyone's doing. I pray that I'm going to be able to sometimes stand in their bedroom doorway and watch as Nancy gives my girls butterfly kisses. And I hope that they understand that those kisses are really from me, angel kisses from Daddy. Many things have happened in my life, and I have to admit, I've made some decisions that have paid their dividends one way or another. A lot of them went into the red, but some, fortunately, stayed in the black too. And overall, I have been fortunate, and I loved the life and everyone who was in it. You and the guys never steered me wrong, no matter how badly I wanted to go the opposite way, and for that, I'm grateful. For that, you are due what is to come next. So I would have to guess you're wondering why you're reading this in a journal and not merely a piece of lined paper. Why would I give you this, with all of these empty pages, nothing but white space and lines of a story that hasn't finished yet? Well, this is where you come in, Mark. I want you to finish my story. I want you to use this journal and update it when something happens that I should have been present for. I want you to finish it for me. You've been my best friend since day one. From the walks home from the bus stop after elementary school, to the best man at my wedding and the godfather of my first child. And oh boy, here come the tears again. I don't want to go yet, Mark. I'm not finished yet, damn it. I want to watch my girls grow up. I want to see them in their prom dress, their first love, the day they get their license. I want the chance to dance with them on their wedding day. But that choice has been taken from me. So with this little black notebook, I have hopes that you'll keep me alive in some way. And for helping me do this, and for helping Nancy and the girls and me, I want to give you and the guys something for it, for always being there. In the package you received with this journal was an envelope with a key. The key belongs to a safety deposit box located at the Whispering Hills Bank. Yes, I chose the same place we met all those years ago, the elementary school bus stop. I want you to go with the guys, and I want you to open the box together. And I want you and the guys to have my gift to all of you. Inside, you'll find the sum of $80,000 to be divided among you, Seth, Dave, and Dan. And don't worry, Nancy approves of this. She wants you all to have it. She appreciates how much you guys all meant to me. Nancy and the girls have been taken care of as well. Like I said, I made some wishes earlier in my life which paid off, but as you can see, they had their expense too. So as I run out of room on this page and rapidly approach the end of my days, I want you to remember that I love you like a brother. And had we not crossed paths over 35 years ago, things may have been much different for me. Because of you, I met Nancy, and she was always the love of my life. And although I have to turn the lights off a bit earlier than I expected, I hope you enjoy the rest of the time yours remains lit. Make the most of it. Laugh as often as you can. Love your family and friends like there's no tomorrow, because the next day is never guaranteed. Only hope is what guides us through the dark night. Never forget that the next time you make a wish for something, recognize the price that you might have to pay for it. Make sure it's worth it. I know mine were. See you on the other side, brother. Your friend, Ben. Thanks so much for listening to that story. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a bit different than what I normally do. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. And if you're new to the channel and just finding out about the Dark Outsider, I'd love for you to subscribe too. That would be awesome. And I'll see you on the next Dark Outsider video. Stay dark, everyone.